Man, I think there are positive and negative news like everything, right? But, for example, inflation is super high today. It is a problem in the Brazil and is perhaps the main economic problem because it corrodes the money, especially from the poorest, and then the quality of life drops a lot, causes a lot of suffering. On the other hand, unemployment has been dropping month by month, so this is positive news. There is a bad global economic scenario, so today the macro of Brazil is less specific to us. It's not that the whole world is sailing happiness and such. There is a global economic problem. The United States had the second quarter with recession, dropping of GDP, so this is due to inflation caused by the increased price of the fuel and etc. China with a real estate problem, right, which is the construction market, so Brazil is better than the world. If it's any consolation, this moment is bad, but it's better than the world relatively.
That's awesome. And it's too interesting, isn't it? We are not in an economic recession. Our GDP is growing, right?
It was one of the least dropped during the last 3 years, the Brazilian GDP.
That is fucking hard. See, a good news from Brazil, someone is talking about the positive points of Brazil. That means it's not so bad here, right?
If the journalism talk good thing, there are buts. Inflation falls, but what about next year? Milk has dropped in price, but it is more expensive than gasoline. What does milk have to do with gasoline? You will drink gasoline with coffee. You will not, they will say, that Brazil is get less worse instead of is getting better, so in some media you see this thing, that is must have a negative angle. Everything has to show a bad side, there are other sides too. Otherwise, to be quite frank, quite fair, there are some medias that applauds everything, and has to show the good guy. You have leaps and bounds like every entrepreneur, you have to look at the pro and con and cover your nose and move on, because otherwise, if you don't invest, don't take risks, you will get anywhere.
And you as an entrepreneur, you are optimistic for Brazil. Are you afraid to hire people? I know there are some companies in the United States that are stopping hiring. I heard Tesla is stopping hiring, Apple is stopping hiring because I think they are worried about what will happen.
We are taking a risk, you have to be bold, we are hiring. Talking a little bit about the Multilaser, we have today 6,000 employees, it's a lot of responsibility, that's 6,000 families that depend on us. We are doing more factories. We are starting a plastic factory on the side of ours, television factory in Manaus. We are manufacture electric motorcycles.
That is awesome.
Multilaser has 6,000 products too. It's easy to remember, it's 6,000 products, 6,000 employees, 6 billion sales.
Be careful, they will call you Antichrist.
I'm kidding.
That thing you talked about also about electric bicycles. It's for me.
I like it very much, I really liked riding a unicycle.
I only stopped riding a unicycle because it's too dangerous and I got screwed up a lot.
Did you get hurt a lot? Were you wearing a helmet? Sometimes I was wearing a helmet and sometimes I wasn't.
Then I said, damn, it's because if the unicycle turn it off, it just throws you down. An electric bicycle, for example, if it turns off, it is a bicycle, then you just pedal.
That's right, you just pedal.
You tell me ladder one bicycle from Multilaser that I buy.
For sure. Today we have almost 25 different product brands. One of them is the Atrio brand, which is the sports brand, sports products, and we got bikes, scooter and electric stakes.